Hello and welcome to Double G Sports Replays. This is a continuation of my 2020 Masters Tournament at Augusta. It is day 2. We're going to do hole number 8 and hole number 7. Hole number 8, we have Tony Finau and Shane Lowry up. It is dry, it's hard. Fairways roll an extra 20, greens an extra 10. Tony Finau right now is the tournament leader at a 5 under. He's 3 under on the day through 7 holes. We've got Fitzpatrick in second at 4 under. Morikawa's at 4 under. And then we got Xander. Schauffele is at 3 under. So for this hole, Finau's got the box. This is a par 5. I like to play a little on the conservative side with the narrow fairways that we have at the Magnolia hole here at Augusta. So Finau with a 3 wood, we're gonna use a 2 iron. His 3 rating would give you a 220 and probably 20 more yards rolls, 240 plus another 20 from the hardness is 260, gonna put him somewhere in here and hopefully not back behind a tree or over there. He tends to be a 50-50 split, so we're just gonna aim right up the center. There's no wind on this hole today. It's a moderate wind, but there's no effect here, and we're going for pin 6. So Finau rolls a 43. That is a 31. That is 235 yards. So he's going to go left 5. And we're going to get 20 yards of roll along with another 20. So that's 40 yards of roll. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. That's going to put him at, with the 2 iron, he's going to be 275 left 5, and he's hit a fairway. Now, Shane Lowry. Shane Lowry, he's 1 over on the day. He's 5 over on the tournament. Looks like cut line's going to be at about a 2 over as of now. He's got a 5 for his rating, and so I think for him, a 3 wood, it's kind of getting too far. I think we can do a 5 wood for him. That'll be 225. That'll give him about 250. He'll be back here a little bit, but he ought to be safe. So we're going to use a 5 wood. For him, he tends to go left a touch, but I think we're just going to take our chances and go right down the center. A 26 is a 14. That's going to give him 210. He's going to go right 20, 5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to get 50 in a roll plus 20. So he's going to get 35 yards a roll. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So he's going to be at 245 right 20. Okay, now we're going to have Lowry up. 1, 2, 3 back, 1 there. And it looks like he's going to have to be over here to angle down the fairway. So we need to try to see if we can get him up in here so he has a nice, easy 3rd shot to get on. So we're going to be 25, 50, 75, 1, 25, 50, 75, 2, 25 at least. So I think he's going to go with a 5 wood again. Now we need to make sure that we're over here. 25, 50, 75, 1, 25, 50, 75, 2, 225, and some roll. We need to make sure that he ends up over on this side. So we're going to work the ball to the right 25 yards, I think, just to try to keep him out of these trees, because he tends to go left anyway. So we're going to try to work it right 25. So Lowry rolls a 55. That's a 4 on his iron rating. So that's going to be 230. 25, 50, 75, 1, 25, 50, 75, 2, 25, 30. Put him right on that red dot. He's going to go right 5, 10. Now we try to work the ball 25 to the right. A 42 is a 5. So he's a -5. So she only went right 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. And then we got a roll of 10 plus hardness for 20. He gets a 30-yard roll. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he'd have moved over one more line. So that's where we've got him. He's going to be 490 yards. But he is right 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Let's start again. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's right 35. But that's just fine. We're going for pin 6. He'll have some room. It won't be too bad on an approach shot. All right, now we bring up Finau. And we'll put him right on that line. And same thing, we need to get him out here somewhere. 25, 50, 75, 1, 25, 50, 75, 2. 225. We can maybe get him out over here more. So he tends to be 50-50. And I think we're going to do a 5 wood with him as well. And I think we're going to do the same thing for him. His 5 wood's a 235, 25, 50, 71, 25, 50, 72, 25. So he's going to be about here. We probably need to work that ball a good 20 yards just for some cushion, just in case. So we're going to work the ball right 20. So let's see what our leader can do. He rolls a 22, which is a 2. So that's going to be 245, 25, 50, 75, 1, 25, 50, 75. That's 2. What's our angles here? 1, 2, 3. About every 3 we got to go right 1. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So that's where he is on the carry. He's going to be right 10, 5, 10. And then he's going to get a 10-yard roll with another 20. That's 30 yards in roll. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that he is going to be right there. Hope my fingers aren't in their way. That's just a crushing 3 wood. He's going to be 30, 35, 40, 45, 550 yards. Oh, we tried to work the ball. I forgot to work the ball. We tried to go right 20. 61 is a 7. That's a -5, so right 15 here even. 5, 10, 15, so that's where he ends up. So he's going to be 550, but he's going to be right 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. But you know what? That's just fine. He's got a nice approach here. So, furthest one away is Sean Lowry. So let's get him lined up for his next shot. 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 3, back. Right here. 480 out. So he's 25, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90 yards from that pin, but he was on the same side, so you can't go at it. He can go right for this spot right there. And so a 90-yard approach, and that's why I said this would be just fine. He'd be able to approach for 90 yards. And he's coming from the fairway. We're gonna see if we can get it to land there and hope we don't go too far off. His approach is a 23. That's 5. Which will be -5, left 5. So he's going to be -5, left 5. He is just off the green on his third shot. So his approach is going to put him 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 65, left 5. But he's only a few yards away. All right, now Finau, we have to do the same type of thing. 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 3, back. Much shorter approach. So to get to the hole, we're locking 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, a 35-yard shot. Now, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to try to aim for that same spot where Lowry went for. So his approach, a 45 is a 3. That's a 0. He can go left or right 5. He wants to go right 5. Puts him right on that hole. And so a 12 minus an 8 is 4 feet from the cup. Green in regulation for the tournament leader, and he's got a 4-footer for birdie. Now we got to get Shane Lowry on, and he's basically 1, 2, he's 10 yards off. 10-yard approach from the fairway, a 36. It's going to be a 4. Puts her within 5 feet. So he's going to have a 5-footer for par. So, first we do Lowry, the 5-footer for par. A 53 is an 8. That probably should do it. 18, yeah, it's in. 1 putt. Pars. The par 5. So he stays at 1 over for the day, 5 over for the tournament. And Tony Finau, birdie putt, trying to extend the lead. A 55, it's in. A 4-foot putt 1 time, that is a birdie for him. He's 4 under on the day, 6 under on the tournament. 2-shot lead over Fitzpatrick and Morikawa. All right, let's switch holes. We're going to go to hole number 7. It's a par 4. Okay. And it looks like we got Xander Schauffele. He's going to have honors, followed by Paul Casey. And Schauffele parred the last hole, so there is no momentum or bounce back for him. He uses momentum. He's 2 under on the day, 3 under on the tournament, so he is in 4th place. We've got Paul Casey, who's at a +9 on the tournament, 0 over, even par for the day. He's just finishing the day. All right, at a 2 over, he's going to have a hard time making the cut. So we're going to start with Schauffele. We need to somehow end up in here. This is where we need to try to end up at. Widest spot on the fairway, trying to avoid any tree trouble that we can. And so we need to try to get him somewhere in this 225-yard range. And Schauffele's a 3 on his woods. And there's 200. I would really like this thing to land somewhere up here. A 2-iron would be 220. I'd put him in here. And you'd be talking 40 yards a roll. Yeah. We need to try to do that, I think. We need to try to use a 2-iron on the tee for Xander. He tends to be 50-50. We have no wind on this hole. I checked earlier, so we just have our hardness effect. And if he ends up at 220, 1, 2, 3, 4, well, we're gonna have to take our chances and hope that he don't have any tree issue. So, he tees off a 16 is a 25. 25 is 200. He's going left 30 yards. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, right by that tree. So we're gonna have a little bit of an issue. 200, right 30. All right, now Paul Casey. And same thing for him. I think we're going to use a 2-iron and hope that he can hit that fairway. A 42 is a 4 right on his number. So he gets the advantage of being able to use his drive of 215. 210, 15. It says right 5. He's going to let it skip. He doesn't have to take that. He can knock 5 off. And he's going to get a 20 roll plus another 20. So he's going to get 40 yards in roll. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 yards. He's at a 255.0. That's a fairway hit. Only the 4th one today. And so he's in good shape. Coming in. Going for pin 6, which is over here. He's going to be able to work his ball into that and aim for it. Now we got Schauffele. We have a little bit of trouble. Though, since he's going over here, I would say it's a... I'm going to say that if this is a tree and you got your ball, you got your stump here, he's got some issues. I don't think I would call this necessarily stymied. He might be stymied. Let's say, because he's going this direction. But if he was over in this mess, I think I'd say stymied. I'm going to just say for him that with him right there, well, let's just say he's under the tree. That's just using some common sense on what a tree would look like out there on the course. Now, he has no scramble, so we need to see what our lie is going to be. A 16. He can go either way. He can play safe or aggressive. And I think the way he's been playing, we'll go play aggressive on a hole. The maximum he's going to be able to do, though, is use a 5-iron. And so we need to figure out, bring him back. 1, 2, right here. 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 3. So he's going to be going 25, 50, 75, 1, 25, 50, 75, 2. What's he hit his 5-iron? He hits his 5-iron about 190, so that's where he's going to be going. So we're going to use that 5-iron since that's the max allowed from this spot. And, all right. Do we need to work the ball at all? 25, 50, 75, 1, 25, 50, 75. He's going to be somewhere right in here. We'll just let her go. A 54 is a 16. He's going to hit that thing 180. 25, 50, 75, 1, 25, 50, 75, 180. She's going to go right 15. 5, 10, 15. And we're going to get 5 in roll plus our 20. So 25 in roll, which will put us right here. 400 yards. And he's going to be right 15. No green in regulation, but he's going to be able to attack that pin when he gets the next shot. All right, Casey, right in the middle of the fairway. He's going to try to go, he's not going to go right at it. He's going to go aim right here. 25, 50, 75, 1, 25, 50, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95. He needs to be about 195. He's got an iron of 3. Which I think we want to use a 5 iron for him to try to get close. Sand all around. We'll worry about sand if it happens. Sand's better than trees. All right, Casey. A 35 is a 3 on his iron. He hits the magic number. So that's going to go 190. 25, 50, 75, 1, 25, 50, 75, 80, 85, 90, wait, 75, 80, 85, 90, right there on the edge of that sand. It's going to kick left 5 and plop right there in the sand trap. So he's going to be at 435, and that's a left tip. So, first off, we shuffles out. He can go and attack that pin. So let's see. 1, 2, 3 back. 1, 2 right there. So that's going to be 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55 yard approach. And he's going to go right at it. So shuffle his approach 55 yards. A 43 is a 4. That's going to put him -5, left 5. -5, left 5 is right there. He's going to be 20 feet -10. He's got a 10-footer for par. Now we got Casey in the sand. He's 5, 10, 15 yards away, but we can't, we're short-sighted. We got to come and aim over here. So that's from the sand. Actually, if you're that close, since you're under 20 feet, he can go for that cup. But he's coming out of the sand. He has no sand rating. So let's see, from the sand at 15 feet, a 62 is a 3. He put her 4 feet from the cup. All right, so we got Xander's up. It's a 10-footer, 4 par. He needs it, he's going for it. So he's going for this 10-footer. A 53 is a 17. And he makes it. If he would have played safe, he'd missed it for a tap in. He saves par to stay 2 under for the day, 3 under for the round, for the core tournament. And now we need Casey with a 4-footer to get a par and get out of here. 23 is a 21. And that's it, 1 putt for par. Even on the day, 9 over on the tournament. And that's these 2 holes from day 2. I hope you enjoyed what you were seeing. If you have any comments, please leave them. If you like what you're seeing here, I would appreciate if you hit like or subscribe. Thank you, and this was Double G Sports Replays.